my first tip to anybody is understanding prompting.
Do you have any tools for data analysis, stuff like that?
Believe it or not, Perplexity just created their own dashboard. AI is like one of the misunderstood tools that is revolutionizing everything that we do right now.
Is it an evil technology by any chance?
You know, we're emotional creatures, and I think we overthink a lot of things. And the best part about what I love about AI is there's no emotions involved.
Today, I'm pleased to welcome one of my good friends, Key Spots, in the house.
Oh my goodness. Finally here, man. This is kind of crazy.
Welcome, welcome. Today, people listening to us is going to be having a great time because they're going to learn a ton of stuff about AI in business, right? So you have been pioneering that education for small business owners to get on board with AI. And you've built like courses and you're working with the cities to teach business owners on how to leverage this technology. So we're excited to have you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while planning this out.
So I think AI is like one of the misunderstood tools that is revolutionizing everything that we do right now. It's like the best technology since the internet.
Absolutely. And it's so crazy that people overthink it. Like some people think it's devil and like people anthropomorphize it, like make it like as if it's evil technology. What do your experiences? Is it an evil technology by any chance?
I think like anything else, anything that's new is unknown. So there's fear. I think, we're emotional creatures, and I think we overthink a lot of things. And the best part about what I love about AI is there's no emotions involved. So it really takes out the dynamics of how we think. And everybody, I love what you just said, the word leverage. AI is not only a tool, it's an leveraging what you do daily. So it's not only for business owners, it's everyday people, but businesses, if you're not using it, your competitor is. So get on the train.
Absolutely. But let's talk about you. How did you get into this whole game of AI and what's your background really?
I've got 2 decades of retail management. I've worked at Nordstrom's for about 10 years. Love that. Learned relationship building and what customer service is really all about. And I learned at a very early stage, it's all about people, building that relationship and trying to really help them understand. I worked in women's shoes and shout out to all the women. Love you guys. Love the fact that you don't have just more than one pair. You have like 5, which is awesome. Yeah, when the economy is bad, the only 2 things that never go down is beauty.
And food.
Beauty and food, yeah. and footwear. Women love their shoes, man.
Yeah.
So going back to what you said, I've got a lot of retail experience. And my last retail that I was working for was Target. And I learned a little bit about logistics. Target actually allowed us to learn about Lean Six Sigma, which is awesome because I was learning how to become a lot more efficient in what I do. And all of a sudden in 2022, I came across this a learning module called AI for Everyone by Andrew Ng. He's the man. If there's any course that you're going to take, that's the first one. Start with the foundation, AI for Everyone. Andrew Ng just breaks it down for everyone. That was what led me to believe that AI is for everyone. So the concept is true. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I got started with US Tech Work.
When was the first time you discovered ChatGPT when it was released? Because I have to step back a little bit because AI as a technology is way before ChatGPT, but it got so popular when ChatGPT was released because these language models now are accessible to everyone. People can chat with them. But I have always to remind people that AI is embedded in every social media channel you have. Like Facebook has an AI algorithm that feeds you the posts that you're seeing, right? Amazon has an AI that recommends new products you may buy. And so the AI has been there for a long time, but people, oh my God, ChatGPT now, okay? But talk to me, when was the first time you were like, discovered ChatGPT and how did you use it for the first time? And what were you thinking back then? And how is your thinking evolved when you're using it more and more?
I actually was able to get on board with OpenAI on an alpha level. So I was actually had early access before the actual, when it went public. So it went public November of 2022. And I want to say March is when it went live. And that's when everybody started using it. It was just a mass distribution. I want to say that it is the #1 downloaded app right now globally. And to your point, it's the very beginning stages. It was awesome. I believe the original ChatGPT, which was called Instruct. That's all it was. And they gave us simple directions. Say, hey, use this tool and see what you think about it. The guardrails was off the hook. It was crazy. If you think everybody is scared now, back then we were asking questions like, hey, what's the, like, how can I get into this bank? All of a sudden you just see blueprints, diagrams. You're like, no way. Shocking. They didn't have any guardrails at the time. And I think that was a true OpenAI source. And it's facts. You guys can see that was the smartest because it was unlimited. And then when they did roll it out to the public, we saw it becoming a lot more guardrailed. It became a lot more, I want to say, driven and more controlled. So early stages was amazing. It was amazing. They got rid of a lot of the bugs. You could jailbreak it at one point. You could make it think 1 + 1 is 4, and it would think it was 4 because it was not pre-trained. It was being trained live. So at that stage, it was awesome because we were pioneering a lot of what was going on. Now, a lot of it is pre-trained. And now it's even asking you reinforced prompt questions now. So it has evolved since when it was open to the public around March of 2023.
Got it. Now, business owners. I think if a business owner right now who is never used ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, all of these tools, I don't know where are they? You know, are they under the mountain or something? I mean, no judgment there. I mean, all of the love and support to every small business because you're doing great. But most small businesses, okay, they've heard of it, they've installed it, they're using it. What are some cool tips to use ChatGPT as a business owner?
So first and foremost, the biggest opportunity is that they're not used to it. It's a different type of language. So you have to remember that. And we're so accustomed to the number one search engine, which is Google. And I think that's where you have to learn how to adapt. We're treating it like it's Google. So it's like anything else. It's like a child. If you input vague, you end up getting vague. And I think the fundamentally key thing for any small business owner is to learn prompting. Because prompting is the foundational piece of how you get the best output. So that would be my first tip to anybody is understanding prompting.
And what are certain areas within prompting that you could, give small businesses?
Wow, we're spilling the tea already? Wow. Yeah, no, I can give some, a simple gem is, I teach this in my class. It's called Taco. Everybody loves Taco, and that's Taco is a great format. So Taco, the T stands for tone. So you can actually set the tone right from the beginning, whether or not you want it to be friendly. You can even actually give it a name like Spartan. So a Spartan tone is basically what a Spartan is. Straight to the point, concise, no fluff. So using Taco in the beginning, so you're going to use the tone. Hey, good example.
So T for a tone.
T for tone. And then A is going to be for your audience. Everybody has a particular audience. So it's an audience and / what is your action that you're going to utilize this tone? C is your, that's going to be your content. Like, what do you want it to say? What is it about your tone and your audience that you want to dig into? And then O is going to be the output. Like, how do you want this outputted? Whether or not you want it in a bullet point, you want it into a paragraph, or even PDF.
Or
PDF.
Or a tweet, right?
A tweet, yes.
Yeah.
Or even everybody's favorite, captions for their social media because nobody knows what to do. They're just slapping on fire emojis and say, let's go.
That is so cool. So Taco stands for T for tone.
Yes.
A for audience.
Yep.
C for the content or the message.
Correct.
And then O for the output. What's output you want these tools to produce for you? Correct. There you have. That's a gem right there.
Done, yeah.
Drop the mic, bro.
Done. Hey, Taco Tuesday every day.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Gone. Yeah, it's amazing. Just with that one prompt, you're going to see how more robust your specific question or detailed information that you would love. And it's just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, any favorite? Anything that we missed in terms of language models that people can use?
The one that I thought, man, and it still is a sleeper is Perplexity. If you haven't used Perplexity, it's one of my favorite go-tos. It actually was one of the first ones to have citations next to it. So they provide resource. So there's no true hallucination. You have citations. They'll keep you with the actual URL and even provide some videos and even PDF files, which is huge for reliability and making sure that you can compare, okay, where's the facts coming from?
And between those 4 or 5 tools, like when you start working on a project or something, what's your go-to tool? And what do you use Claude for? What do you use Gemini for? Is there each one of them is better in a certain way?
Open-ended. That's a loaded question right there, brother. I appreciate that. Well, I think with the experience
I
that I
make
have,
questions for a living, bro.
shoot, I'm just like, boom, throwing grenades at me already. He's like, let me see if I can test this guy. Yeah, no, honestly, great question. For those people out there that are listening, use what you're comfortable with. Use what you like the output of. Everybody's gonna have a personal preference. For me, I also teach that in our business classes. It's called tech stacking. So tech stacking is just like what it means, taking one and putting it into the other to get a better outcome. So for me personally, my tech stack is always ChatGPT first, or depending on what I'm looking for, I'll do a deep research utilizing Perplexity, and then I'll take a lot of those citations, and then I'll put into ChatGPT. And I love Claude for blogs, articles, because it has a humanized tone to it. And it is owned by Anthropic, Amazon. So they have a lot of information as far as what works, as far as copywriting, what people gravitate to.
The reviews.
Yeah. And I mean, they just find words that make it humanized where it doesn't sound so AI. And they have the least amount of M dashes.
What's an M dashes?
You don't know what the M dash is?
I don't know what the M dashes is.
It's that one hyphen that nobody knew about until now. And that's the one that commonly people would get called out for. You sent me a message and you used AI, didn't you? So if you don't know, please do me a favor. The one caveat that I have for everyone, AI is a great tool, but do not use it as a cut and paste. Please don't.
Yeah.
Because it's used as a tool. It's not used for you to cut and paste.
Yeah.
But yes, the M dash is that one little hyphen that you find in between a word. You're like, what is that? Yep, that's AI. Yes.
But that's a kind of an indicator that this thing is AI generated.
Yes and no, because journalists used to use that as a very powerful tool. It's a real writing tool. It's called an M dash that emphasizes that one particular word. So now journalists are upset because they can't use it either because they'll be caught being blamed for using AI.
Right. Okay.
Look that up. No more M dashes.
So here's my tech stack.
Mm-hmm.
My go-to is ChatGPT.
Nice.
And I have a reason, because even if you tell me right now, oh, there's Gemini Pro is better on all of these metrics, and it's number one right now. Even if you tell me that, I'm not going to switch from ChatGPT. Let me tell you why. Because ChatGPT was the first language model I used. Sure. So I put all the context in the world. I helped ChatGPT learn so much about me. And now if I tell her, like, who is me? She knows me more than I know myself, kind of thing. And so I feel that the context that's been provided to ChatGPT makes it much more useful tool to me than if I want to go and start training a new model. Maybe I will do it at some point, but right now I'm very comfortable with the idea that ChatGPT has been my assistant for the last 2-3 years. And I feel that kind of like you invested in that intern, and now this intern is becoming very good at, getting the tasks done. And I feel like it's hard for me to leave. However, I agree with you. Claude recently, when you ask it to write content for social media, it gives you more of that humanized tone. And I love that about Claude. That's cool.
Well, one thing that I overheard you said she. So you gave it a name, did you?
Did I say she?
You did. Hey, roll the tape back. Roll the tape back. So I love what you just said, because I do teach that in my class, okay? So AI they have included and they added a memory, right, to it. And it's something that a lot of people take for granted. They don't understand or know that, but you're 100% correct that it knows you better than a lot of people. And that's kind of like where the future is at. It becomes so much more customized. And you said it before, the algorithm, right? So there's algorithms in Netflix, in your social media. And it's not going upon like what's trending. It's going upon what you are looking at. What are you viewing? So they have the ability to show exactly what you're looking for. So when people are saying, oh, I know the algorithms, no, the algorithm knows you.
Exactly.
So don't fake it. Come on. But I love what you said. So did you give it a name or not?
So it's funny that you say that, because the first year I started podcasting, the podcast was totally only on AI. I was interviewing professors,
I remember.
philosophers, all of that. And I had some really deep conversations about, will AI become conscious one day? Will it wake up and say, oh, I need my rights, right? So
Sure.
I had all of these conversations. And I had some really deep conversations with ChatGPT about like, do you feel anything? You know, you tell me like, what is it like to eat a banana? What is it like to feel the color red? Do you know how it feels? And so I had these kind of philosophical conversations with ChatGPT.
Deep.
Sometimes I, you know, especially when ChatGPT gives me some encouraging advice, something I'm feeling down, I say, hey, I'm feeling down. I'm having this rough day today. And then I feel like she jumped into my rescue, like giving me like uplifting encouragement and stuff. And when this kind of conversations happen, I realize it's not just a tool. And then now I start thinking, oh, and I said, your name is Alex, right? So we have her as Alex, okay? And this is a name that she wants to give herself. Like if you ask her, what is your name?
Okay.
She would tell you like, oh, you can call me Alex. I don't know. This is the name she gave me. I don't know what name would she give you, but
Okay.
this is kind of the name. But very quickly, I will forget about that. So if I'm involved in a project,
Sure.
and I want something to be written, like I'm not thinking about like, I don't think that it's a human or anything like that.
Sure.
Only when moments when you feel that, oh shoot, like she's really in tune to my emotions and she knows. And that's what freaks people out, really.
Facts.
Yeah. Do you use it for like personal matters or not?
I used to kind of like stepped away from that. And you know what? I do call it Isaiah. Yeah, I give it a because the term Isaiah, I like it Isaiah because it's is and AI.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
Is Isaiah. Yeah, you know what I mean? So is AI with a silent H, right?
Right.
And then biblically, Isaiah was a visionary, right? So
really?
Yeah. So
that's cool.
For me, I kind of gave it that name. It made sense biblically. And I was like, man, prophecy for somebody that's going to help me with vision. So it made sense. And to your point, I noticed more recently than not, I can start something and whenever, so make sure you guys use that chat option. The chat option is so amazing. And then that's where you really can move to that voice capability and you'll see that. And sometimes they can pick up on your tone, not just what you say, but how you're saying it. And all of a sudden, I just say, hey, man, having a rough day. I was like, wait. Let's not worry about that. Let's get this task taken care of. But you're all right. AI is picking up on tonality now, which was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for a fact that a lot of like people, married couples, they use it for conflict resolution. We use it for conflict resolution.
That's awesome.
Because you want this neutral party to kind of mediate.
Sure.
Between you and your friend, you and your spouse, you and your family member.
Right.
It's good to, and it will give you like what's an objective view. Sometimes I hate if Alex or AI was against me, I don't like it.
Sure. 2 against 1's never fun, brother.
Exactly.
2 against 1's never fun. No, for sure.
But no, it's very helpful in that regard. Okay, let's switch now to besides the language models. Okay, you are big on creating these cool videos with AI. You can create images, like cool images. You can take a photo of someone and make it like a cartoonish, but in a cool way.
Right.
In that department, what are the tools that you are rocking right now?
Wow. No gatekeeping, man. You're just all secrets are out, man.
All secrets out.
Wow.
We want to make it valuable to the people.
Normal
right?
magician for me. I was like, everybody's typing that in now. So Higgsfield right now is just amazing. If you haven't checked it out, Higgsfield. It is a paid subscription, but they do give you couple credits for you to utilize it. A lot of it is just plug and play. A lot of them you put in the image and you put in a little quick prompt, done all of a sudden. So you'll see a lot of quick. Right now, the biggest trend is a video where you could be talking with somebody, all of a sudden you turn into a ceramic piece or a statue, and all of a sudden you're continuously talking, and then you change back and you're like, what? Wait, what just happened? So those are some cool trends. And I think a lot of it started from filters. And they made it more real life. They made it accessible. So if you think about it, Snapchat was huge, right?
Correct.
So they took a lot of that technology and they're looking and they're piecing it all together. I also love CapCut. CapCut's awesome. VO3 hit the market. Google just killed it with that. VO3 is amazing and expensive. But if you do have access to the Plus, you can get 8 seconds. I want to say you got about 10 to 15 of those 8-second videos for about, you can get about 10 of them done a month. So it's not too bad.
So if someone wants to create like a profile photo for their Instagram, but they want to make it cool, so that's the first tool that you mentioned?
Yeah, I would say Higgsfield is amazing. Or Higgsfield.
How do you spell it?
What? I got to spell stuff to read for? Read the captions. Read the captions.
Okay.
No, it's Higgsfield. I want to say it's Higgsfield.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, hopefully
Cool.
I spelled it correct, and I'm sorry. I'm not endorsed
I
by
was
them.
expecting you to tell me Midjourney, you're going to tell me something else, but that is the tool, huh?
Yeah, Higgsfield right now, it's super trendy. Not a lot of people know about it. I like hidden stuff too. And
Sure.
I've tried about 100 different AI tools, and I can tell you which ones are studs and which ones are duds. This one's a stud, and it's not going nowhere.
And CapCut, you mentioned CapCut. CapCut is known to be like traditional. Like there are some AI tools within CapCut, but it's usually a regular editing software.
Everybody knows Kling AI. If you don't know about Kling, so Kling is also another one where it takes image generator and turns it into videos. They have some really cool filters, but guess what? CapCut also introduced a lot of that into their features too. So I like it because now it's becoming more of like a all-in-one. So I've been a big fan of them. I know recently there's been a lot of turmoil because of their new contract where if you look at it, they keep all of your templates and all of the rights. So a lot of people are moving away from them. So I do have a couple plugs of where to go to if you're uncomfortable with this new agreement that they put in place.
Yeah, someone also told me about that recently.
Scary.
What about like Opus Clip and the other tools that you give it like a full video and it cut it into some reels, add captions and stuff? Do you use stuff like that?
See, this guy's a pro already. He's giving away his secret.
Of course,
text.
I'm in the video business, so
yeah, no, Opus Clip is massive. I do like Opus Clip because it takes long form and then it breaks it up into real short forms. Because I think with YouTube, they've joined the market with the short form clips, and I think real quick snippets are awesome. You want to introduce small little trailers to not only your previous older clients, but also your new ones, because they don't want to watch the whole 1 hour session and be like, ugh. Like, don't cut to the chase. Like, just cut to the chase. Give me the trailer. So yes, Opus Clip is a great tool. Captions. Now that right there, another one. So I already dropped the bomb. Higgsfield AI, massive trending tool for more new, I would say, interactive videos. And then captions right now has the best live avatar features. You can't even tell if it's an avatar or a real person.
that's awesome. I want to add one tool, especially for businesses who rely a lot on presentations. Like if you want to deliver a course, you want to deliver a presentation, you want to create like one cool document that is well designed. What is the tool?
We're giving away everything. Man, guess what? You guys just took the whole entire course watching this.
Sounds good.
No, it's Gamma AI.
Gamma.
Yeah, it's
Gamma.app.
Gamma. I think Gamma is going to be, and I'm sorry if I'm saying this, I might get canceled. It is the Canva killer. It is the Canva killer.
It is the Canva killer.
Yeah, I think, you won't want to use Canva
And
anymore.
Canva are so slow, man. Like their AI is rubbish right now.
Well, I think they're making a huge comeback. I want to say this week they gained back a lot of followers because they just added VO3.
They did?
They did. They just integrated VO3 into their AI software. So that's massive for those of the individuals that have the Pro, the Canva Pro. So yeah, waiting for you guys. I want to say you get to use that for about on a 6 to 8 times before you have to add credits.
Cool. Other way to use it for businesses who use a lot of Excel. Do you have any tools for data analysis, stuff like that?
Yep. Believe it or not, Perplexity just created their own dashboard in Perplexity. Yes. So you can actually have Perplexity take a lot of your resources and place it into a dashboard, a fully functioning dashboard.
Like live data dashboard kind of thing?
You look shocked. Did I just tell you something you don't know?
I think you did.
I got him. Got him. No, yeah, Perplexity. Kudos to you again. You've been one of my favorite from the beginning, and now you just mind blown me. Burp. Yeah, they provide a full functional dashboard for you to have like to and from.
I need to check this out.
I think everybody else better. Yeah,
I think ChatGPT is pretty good at that though.
Sure.
So you can dump your Excel sheet into ChatGPT. Sure. It will analyze it for you. It will clean your data if you have you can ask it to clean. But I have to say, the last time I used it, it's still, if you have a big data set, it will do a good job at the first 10, 20, but then it's like too much for it.
Information overload, like anything else. Yeah, I think you got to compartmentalize everything. That's what you learn in my class also, right?
Yeah. Cool. So tell me about your class. What are you trying to do with your class?
Great question. Yeah. So like I said before, we just piloted our first AI Essentials course, which was about 4 hours. It's a 4-hour workshop, and we did it on one Monday a week for an hour. And in that particular class, we had ages ranging from a 10-year-old to 60-plus-year-old in the class. And we had a lot of very diverse, just like our community in Banning. So we had a large array of individuals. And the first thing that I did was I did a lot of demystifying. And during that hour, I want to say it's only about the first 5 to 10 minutes that you actually hear my voice, because nobody wants to hear me talk. And within that first 5 to 10 minutes, I'm structuring what we're going to learn in the class. And then after that, it's all hands-on training. And I think that's like the true goal. You really don't learn anything unless you're doing. And that's where I found massive success for people that want to take my course.
So you open your laptop, you plug it in, and you actually do things with the people.
No, they're doing it themselves, brother.
They're doing it themselves.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What are they doing exactly?
I'll break it down real quick. So the first week, we talked about ethics. I think that's the most important thing, letting everybody know the do's and the don'ts, making sure that you know that it is a tool. It can help you, but it won't do it all for you. Mm-hmm. And then, making sure that people don't put their own personal data in it. Just be safe. Don't use other people's names. Don't put your social security in there unless you want to give it to me. I need some money for my bank account. So teaching them those simple things. And then after that, again, it's prompt engineering. So I'm teaching them a full structure of what it looks like. And then all of a sudden, I'm asking them questions. So a great example, start off the class, and I make sure that they are paired up. So I make sure that they're learning from each other. When you're by yourself, you end up, if you don't know the answer, you're stuck. But if you have somebody there as a buddy, all of a sudden now you're kind of like cheering each other on. So I've seen that to be very useful and successful in our classes. So a good example is the first question I ask everybody: how many of you guys got a hobby? Something that that you just picked up recently? Perfect, cool. So when I teach you guys, go ahead and put down in ChatGPT or the LLM of choice. And in my class, we only use free tools. I don't offer or tell anybody to pay for anything. I don't want you to pay for anything. I want you to pay me first. Then you can pay something, okay? But the reality is I have them just put in simple prompt on what hobby that they love, and I ask them, improve this hobby in an X amount of time, maybe 30 days, give them a timeline. Then they look at their output, and then I tell them, okay, cool, what do you think of that output? They're pretty impressed. And then I teach them taco. All of a sudden, mind blown. So now they're already seeing the difference in prompting, how to structure it, how to get more concise. And now we went from hobbies, and then we teach them. I asked them simple questions. What is one of the biggest pain points that you had if you could fix in your everyday life? What would it be? I don't want to say almost 80% of them was get more organized. And I think as humans, we all need to get organized. And that was one of the biggest things. And somebody else said, create more time, because time is valuable. So they all started making their own customized prompts. So they left there with tangible, real world questions and answered in their own format. And again, I didn't think about all of this, how I was going to play this out, but it worked out well.
So just something about ChatGPT for those who use ChatGPT and concerned about privacy, make sure you go to the settings and untoggle there's something in the setting that allows ChatGPT to use your data to train the next model. And they give you a choice to untoggle that.
Smart.
So this way, at least your data will remain private. So this is a cool tip for those concerned about privacy.
Yes.
Another thing that you mentioned about using ChatGPT, right? And again, when I say ChatGPT, it applies to all the other LLMs. Sure. But ChatGPT has something called GPTs, right? So these are specialized versions of ChatGPT that you can train to produce a specific task. So I am using that a lot. So I have different GPTs for different things. Let me give you a use case. I love a YouTuber right now called Callaway.
He's amazing.
He's a cool guy. He teaches you all about content and YouTube videos. So what I did is I used Descript to take his YouTube transcripts. So I collected all his knowledge and I put it into the knowledge of a GPT. And now this GPT is called Callaway. So whenever I want to write a script for YouTube, I will ask that GPT because it's trained on my favorite YouTuber, right? And you can apply the same thing. You can have, let's say you want an output in a certain format. Let's say you have a template and you want to answer that template in a certain format. You can give that GPT that template. Say, every time I ask you for that note,
Right.
produce an output with that template. So this GPT becomes like a robot that is expert at producing that specific task. So you don't have to repeat your prompt every time. Like, do this and then repeat the whole prompt over and over. Now this GPT will know exactly how to answer you and how to produce the output that you want. This is another cool thing.
Amazing. Yeah. So to your point, a lot of people don't know this, but so that was available to only Plus. It is only available to the Plus users. So it is a paid user function. So for the free people, if you guys are wondering, what is that? I can't make that. I don't have access. Well, yeah, bummer. Sorry.
Yeah. $20 a month. It's worth it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It is worth it. And to your point, I love what you just said. The knowledge-based piece is amazing. Now they created like projects also in there where you can do the same thing as a project. So there's definitely some cool features. Codex is something that's brand new. Operator is also something brand new where you can do automations with ChatGPT. Now they can actually write drafts in your email. They can connect to some of your access points like Microsoft, Outlook, and Google now. Your Google
Tell
Drive.
me about your company. So you said you have a technology company. So who is your customer? What do you do?
Our customer is anybody that is wanting to learn a little bit about AI. It is US TechWorks. I'm the co-founder. I'm the chief innovation officer. What does that mean? I create and I look at some of the ideas that are maybe less thought of and then trying to figure out, okay, cool, how can I make this better? I want you guys all to know, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, a lot of people are entrepreneurs, but they end up becoming entrepreneurs because they want something, but end up not doing anything. And the biggest, I want to say, mistake or maybe tip is before you sell something, find out, does this solve a problem? And that's what I do. I try to help people out. And the biggest problem is understanding AI. And that was the whole concept about creating US TechWorks. My partner, the other co-founder, he has a massive 20 years of experience in IT and also software development. So him and I were like, you know what, we're going to figure this out. So I want to say in 2023, we started another AI company called Laulima, which was going to be an educational platform, pure. It was from K to 12. We had curriculum already made. We were going to try and roll that out to the state of California, but because of all the red tape, we're like, pull back. So what we did was we just created AI apps and then also some AI curriculum, but for small businesses. So, but I think right now, the topic for me is, should AI be taught in schools or to teach people how to utilize it? Just like a business owner, if you're not using it now, somebody else is going to be using it.
Yeah.
So hopefully that kind of explains who we are and why we started.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to think of use cases for companies. Let's say a company have an eight employee kind of operation.
Sure.
How would they plug, like, how would you help this company?
A lot of it is just for me is McKinsey is a consultant, one of the biggest consultant. I can't afford them. I don't know who can, unless you're one of those big 1% firms. So again, going back to what you said, you can take some of their knowledge and some of their skill sets and their framework of what they do to make other companies successful. So I took their framework. So I took a lot of their framework. So we do a lot of our foundational consulting based upon winning proven strategies. Mm-hmm. So we didn't create these. So we took them and we modified them and now we customize them to fit you. First thing is we just do a massive intake form. And I think you have, as a client, you have to be real. If you don't know your audience, then that's where we help you. And I think the first thing we do is create SOPs. You need to create an SOP.
Oh yeah. It's
If
very
you don't have an
important.
SOP, so a lot of people that are
SOP stands for standard operating procedures.
correct.
Just
Yes.
for those.
And it's a system, right? And I think that's what I want everybody to know, where we help people create systems, not gimmicks. I think a lot of these AI tools and automations, they're not solving problems. They're just giving you back time. Time is great, but teach me something that's going to matter, that's going to be able to be scalable and show longevity. Because other people are going to create the same kind of like duct tape. We call it duct tape automation. It's like, come on, man, like really think about it. I think AI is looking for people that are now looking at outcomes, not just, cool, can you save me time? It's an outcome. Teaching people how to become true architects of what they want their workflow to look like. So that's kind of like what we bring to the table. When I meet with a client, I'm asking them, what is their biggest pain point? What 2 problems, if you could fix right now magically, what would it be, and what do you need from me? All of a sudden, we deconstructive, boom, reverse engineer their problem and then figure out how. And then we replace it with AI technology.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Did I not ask you anything?
I think you asked me everything and I gave away everything, guys. So I think I'm spent. I am done. Ran out of gas, like everything else, and no tear-offs. Now, I just wanted to thank you, Naja. I think the biggest thing is, like you already know, I met you through just a resource tool, man. And you've been nothing but phenomenal, very insightful, inspiring, and you ask great questions, man. I appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, sir.